Welcome back to episode or week 2 of the devlogs. Today we'll be talking about inspirations behind just us playing games, what we've played in the past, or inspirations for creating the games that we are creating now. And yeah, so welcome. My name is Dovin. This is my co-host Ethan.
Going straight into it, I guess some of the inspirations, I'm trying to think specifically for this game, because we kind of already listed a lot of them from last week. I don't know if there's anything more in depth that you were thinking about specifically.
Well, let's see. The inspiration, so we wanted to talk about the inspiration behind the game, but well, we did like cover a lot of it last week. And well, I'll just re-sum it, I guess. Basically, we were taking a lot from Apex and Titanfall. Actually, no, we can dive into the inspiration. Basically, we came up with this game mode in Titanfall 2. We made like a mini game mode in Titanfall 2, and it's what's inspired basically all of this is literally just those games. I don't know, where'd you originally like figure out the game mode that we played?
I didn't,
because like it came from the sport, obviously, without saying too much. It came from the sport.
So I'm trying to think specifically. I think oh, that's what it was. Okay, I don't want to reveal too much. I'll say this, but it's okay. It's okay to reveal this. So back when I used to play Titanfall 2 before the servers got reset and destroyed by hackers and all that stuff, and they had that North Star. I used to play the game mode called Live Fire, right? And that game was basically the most competitive version of Titanfall 2 that you could get, because basically the way it works is if the team has to capture the flag in the middle. It's basically like search and destroy. Like if you die once, you're just dead for the rest of the round, and you have to capture the flag in the middle. And whoever has the flag at the end of the 2 minutes wins, regardless of how many people are dead or how many kills you have or whatever. If you have the flag at the end of the 2 minutes, you win the game. You win that round. And so basically the battle back and forth was like whoever grabs the flag, you just shoot that person so they don't have the flag anymore, and then you take the flag from them and run away with it. And then you're trying to not die by like 30 other people trying to chase you down.
Yeah. So, and then we adapted the game into 1v1.
We started pulling. We pulled it to 2v2. We pulled it to 2v2.
Yeah,
if you remember.
Well, we did 1v1, then we did 2v2.
Then we did 2v2, and then I think we pulled it to 2v1.
Because we just.
I think we pulled it to 1v1v1, and then back to 1v1 again.
Maybe.
Because we had actually people who came in
it was just basically based on whoever was
playing
with us.
And again, that kind of leaks a lot of it, but that is an inspiration thing, and so it kind of counts.
I could say more on like what the game actually was and how we actually played it.
Yeah.
Because like the game is not capture the flag. Like our game is not capture the flag.
Yeah.
So
but
it doesn't tie over.
That is where the idea came from. Was from the Live Fire.
It came from, and it's still closely related to the feeling and how competitive we got with the Live Fire, because like it was 1v1, which is like kind of like the whole how we got our whole idea of.
Yeah.
And it was obviously Titanfall 2 movement. And then I guess we can reveal this.
And okay, you can reveal your one thing and I'll say something else.
I think basically we lowered the health and basically made it where you're one punchable, and so it was just punching. So it's like
we
didn't like have guns or anything. It was just punching. So like it was very like up close, like you punch them and then you take the flag and it's like,
and then you run away. Yeah. And I will say this,
very back and forth.
Regular capture the flag, if you're hearing this on the podcast or just watching the YouTube video, regular capture the flag is like, two teams, each team has a flag and the team has to run over, grab the flag and take it back to their base. This kind of capture the flag game mode or Live Fire is whoever just holds the flag for the longest or until the game ends.
Or not even the longest, just until the game ends.
Yeah, until the game ends. So
you get it like
so
5 seconds before the game ends.
Yeah, there's not like a 1v1 thing where both people are trying to run, grab the flags and running back to their bases. That's not happening.
Yeah.
It's one flag and both people are fighting over it.
I'm trying not to say the word.
Yeah. So
I
mean, if you come up with the word, just say it in the comments. We'll give you. We'll shout you out.
Figure it out. I mean, we'll be talking about it next.
Yeah, we'll be talking about next week. So you have a week. You have 1 week to figure it out. Best of
Yeah,
luck.
1 week to figure out based off of the inspiration for it. And that was honestly the hugest inspiration for the game.
Yeah, I would
Like
say
that was
so.
it. Like
Yeah.
that was the
And
inspiration. That's how we got the start. We've now pulled from other games
yeah,
for
yeah,
other
yeah.
aspects of the game. Because like our game was just like a fun game mode we had, and then now we've evolved it into be more of an esports, more fun to
Yeah,
watch,
yeah.
more complex, more mechanics, more just everything we couldn't do inside of
That's
Titanfall 2 as
true.
a game mode.
We
We
have
we expanded on it, and then now have like, a much bigger
yeah.
idea and like
Before
process.
before coming up with like kind of the idea just to like, or at least you and me talking on to say, oh, let's build this game. Before that, we we're just working with the best we had, which is the custom rules set in Titanfall and stuff.
Right.
And so we'd have like these papers, and they would have like maps, and we'd have like a map rotation, and each map would have like a certain like amount of time to balance out the map and all this stuff. And we started building like metas, like so to fight people.
Yeah, we were game deving.
We did it
like,
as best
before
we
even
could.
started
And then from there, we were like, if we made it our own thing, we could have so much more. And make it so much
we weren't
better.
even talking about like developing it. We just wanted to come up with
wanted to come up with the idea
started
for fun.
talking about like the concept. Like this was roughly like 2 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
it was 2022-ish, 2021, around there.
No, not
it's almost been 2 years.
2020.
2021 and 2020.
Yeah, you said 2022 and 2021.
No, I said 2020.
I think you said 2022, but whatever.
Okay, I don't know.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, as you're saying. Roughly 2 years ago.
So, yeah, like I know I'd be like working at Subway, and I would just be like coming up with ideas and writing them down. I had like a green notepad. I found that green notepad.
Yeah, me too.
But eventually we moved it to Google Docs, which is much better.
Yeah.
And then now we've moved it to Notion, and it's just gotten crazy.
It's gotten crazy condensed. I'm glad we moved it over.
If we weren't developing it into like a game, it would be way too out of hand for just like an idea.
It'd be
like it'd be more than one notebook. At this
it'd be
point.
more than one notebook, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's a lot.
It's definitely massive. So yeah, if you want to try out what the game,
that's where it came from.
If you want to try out a worse version of the game that we're making, or at least one that we came the inspiration of, you can definitely go and play 1v1 Wildfire Titanfall 2 if you can even get a server.
Yeah, with
and try to figure out
you
stuff.
Turn health to like 0 and make sure it's a one punch
and you gotta make sure you have a friend that doesn't shoot you in the back because you have 1 HP.
Yeah,
that definitely happened enough times.
If you grab star them, it's over.
Yeah, they just die. So and people who never played Titanfall 2, that's all they don't know who we're talking about. But
eventually we did adapt the game mode to get closer. I just don't want to say how that game mode ended up playing out because it becomes very close to what our game is.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So like that was the inspiration. Like it was that, and then we just started coming up with the idea. The game started like going, hey, what do we want to add? And then we started pulling from obviously Overwatch, League, Overwatch less now because
Overwatch less now, but we have some stuff from Overwatch. Again, I was playing Overwatch at the time, so.
Yeah, Apex, just all the games we were aware of, competitive and esports at the time. We were just like, all right, let's put the best from those games. Let's put them in our game, and our game will be the best then at that point.
Yeah, just combined everything.
That was just the thought process, but yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really know. Like it was just Titanfall 2 is like the main inspiration. Yeah. I'd like to say like, oh, there's so much more. Like, oh, we were so inspired from like this thing that happened. But no, it was just a game mode we came up with in Titanfall 2, and then it was really fun though. Like,
yeah, it was.
It was a really.
There were some very frustrating things about the game, but outside of those,
yeah, but it was fun. It was
without those frustrations, this game might have not been
adrenaline
conceptualized.
Rushing.
So
yeah,
that's always good.
Yeah, like that's like kind of like the foundation of LSHFT Studios at that point was just like we also tried doing a lot of different.
I mean, we did experiment with a lot of
then
things.
from now, but
there's been a lot of experimenting in the works.
Yeah, but like the whole reason like our tagline is addicted to adrenaline is just like all like the games should invoke like adrenaline to some extent, you know, like like
the tagline. Yeah, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, do we need to keep going on the unspecified
No,
game,
no.
or
I think
yeah,
that's
okay.
good for Tad.
Yeah, I don't remember
That's good for
exactly
Tad.
your inspirations behind the MMO other than
Yeah.
um
So basically, for the VR MMO, um, Ethan has not played like a lot
no, I haven't.
of VR stuff. He basically just plays Beat Saber and that's
I play
it.
Beat Saber VR, that's
Um,
it. That's all I do.
he will at some point for he
Yeah,
will
of
play
course, of
all
course,
the
of course.
VR MMO stuff. But so basically, I've always kind of wanted like an MMO or like open world type game. Like the game, like the first game we're developing was also gonna have an MMO or not MMO, an open world aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not really like
Yeah,
so far.
this has kind of
Like it's
become
not
the.
anymore. Yeah, this is kind of like the adaptation of that, and it's honestly better. It's it's a lot
It's
better
definitely
now.
nicer being able to
Um,
move all of the development to like a single game, other than having like a game inside of a game, if that makes sense.
right.
So
Yeah. I think then we can have like two different teams for it. Um, yeah, I do need to get you to play like
yeah.
Skyrim VR and like Z, so you get like more idea on it
Mm-hmm.
and get it. Because for right now, it's been mostly my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which like I'm fine with because it's tying into our clothing brand that we'll get work soon,
Mm-hmm.
and that will help fund us so we don't have to we can spend more time working on everything else. Um, but the main inspiration behind the VR mode, basically, it also ties into it's nothing as like, oh, this is a game I'm playing. Half of it is out of spite for Zenith VR, which it's a game I really like, but they have so many millions of dollars in funding, and the game is still not great
Mm-hmm.
for that. So I'm like, well, it's a small genre. There's a lot of innovating we can do in the genre because it's so small. And our game, honestly, it'll be pretty fun, I think, with all the mechanics I have
Yeah.
planned for it. And with all the like this VR tech and stuff coming out, um, yeah. The main inspiration behind the game is just VR MMOs, World of Warcraft, I guess. I don't really have experience playing MMOs like standard, like on PC or on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Just MMOs. I never really got into it because it's kind of boring. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest, they're a little boring. They're not fast paced. It's just grinding. Um, but VR MMOs are different. It's totally different to be immersed in the world and actually be swinging at trying to fight and while like Zenith and other games aren't great at like feeling like you're actually fighting something, um now like that leaves us room to actually like make it like feel way cooler and way more into it. Like if I had to pick three games that are inspiring development of this game, it would have to be Skyrim VR modded, because that's open world, that's like actually cool, like fights. It's like way more immersive than just about any other VR game. Um, and the magic system in that game is also pretty sick. And then another one would have to be Runes Magus or Magus. I don't know how you say it, but it's a JRPG, like a VR JRPG that came out, and it's really simple. It's a really small game and like short, but it has just a few features from it that I'm gonna be taking and putting into the VR mode because I think
Mm-hmm.
they're lit. Um, and yeah, it's mainly the game's mainly out of spite. I just want to create a better VR, another indie studio, which I don't know. I feel like it's just doable and it's possible, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes sense.
I don't know. I don't got much else.
I see. I see. I see.
Anyways, that was week two's updates. Next week we'll be diving into and actually probably talking about game mechanics.
Yeah.
I think I think we'll devote one devlog to the first game, and then week four's devlog will be devoted to the
Yeah.
VR MMO,
That seems
and
right.
it's like just to actually introduce them properly
Mm-hmm.
and with game mechanics. We're not revealing every single detail about the game.
Yeah.
It's like I said, there's so much
There's so
about
much
both games.
it's kind
Like
of a
it's
mouthful.
just yeah, we would be sitting here for hours. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do it over time, like we said, and then once we have more prototypes for these games and stuff to show off, we'll go into that. Anyways, these devlogs upload every Friday, 3:30 PST. If you want to watch them live, we do the web show or the Left Shift Devcast every Wednesday, 3:30 PST as well. And those are live.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to listen to the Left Shift Devcast on podcast, those come out on Thursdays on every audio platform that like anywhere you find your podcast, basically.
Yep.
And yeah, that's been week 2 of the Devlog podcast or
the devlog.
Week 2 of the Left Shift Devlog.
Yeah,
We have so many like similar naming
yeah.
schemes. It's
cool.
It is what it is. Anyways, yeah, see you guys next devlog.
See ya.